Good morning, Bulls. How are you? Happy hump day. The Bitcoin price is 106K right now. We can see it here. We're going to catch up on crypto together, look at some charts. We'll have a pretty quick video, go through a couple of things on Twitter, some interesting information that you need to know, and we'll move on with our day knowing what we know about crypto after this video. This is Bitcoin price, 1 candle equals 2 hours. So you can see, zoomed in, it's very simple. Trend, blue bar, signal, which means a move is about to begin. Move happened 13%. Blue bar signal, move is about to begin. Head fake, move happened 11%. Blue bar, 8%. So we know that blue bars signal the start of moves, but at the end of the day, this was a trend, and the trend got broken, typically by break, retest, standard, and then another trend and another channel begun. But if you look at it, we always take horizontal ranges over preference. So horizontal ranges are the best thing that you got, the most accurate, best thing that you got. And that's what this is right now. As we're getting more and more, once you've got like some lows and some highs and some sideways price action, you can draw a range. That's what these different colors are. We could probably whip it up onto a different chart just so you can see it a bit more clearly. Here we go. Just look like this. You come here, you grab the G box, you go drag it down, find some equal lows, find where the range is, about there, and then you can see, look at that, it's already, it's in the tea leaves. The price action is in the tea leaves. So it makes lows, it makes highs. Green's good buying opportunities, yellows are good shorting opportunities, great shorting, good longing, great longing. You can play the range for a bit. So this will probably stay in here for a little bit now. And it'll most likely finish with something like this, because you've seen this all before, haven't you? You've seen how it grabs liquidity from areas, and there's going to be a lot of liquidity under the 100K mark. I want to watch a few videos, go through. We're going to do this pretty quickly, but the first one that I've got is this. So watch it together. First time. Let's have a little.
To get into, I don't know, everything you read, Don Jr., on conflict of interest for the Trump family with your father in the White House. I mean, here's today's headline: Bitcoin goes all in on MAGA. It's no longer libertarian. It's no longer decentralized. It's no longer cool. Suddenly, it's almost got the rubber stamp of the administration, and lead into some of the other things. The meme coin, is that okay for your dad to have a meme coin?
I think, of course, when he did that before he was in office, he did these things. The reason we got into crypto, and we're all in on crypto, and we're doing American Bitcoin, and we have World Liberty Finance and USD1, was because there was a time, and probably I'd been on this show, where I could call any single banker in New York City. They'd pick up the phone. I'd be able to get a loan for whatever real estate project I was doing across the street. Then we got into politics, and all of a sudden, they wouldn't take your call. Right. You couldn't get financing. We were debanked. And what I realized, and my brother realized, because we were the recipients of every subpoena imaginable, was that, you know what, we were actually just the top of this sort of pyramid scheme that we didn't realize we were a part of, that the financial system was totally undemocratized. Because we had a certain balance sheet and whatever, we could kind of do whatever we wanted. The regular guy was messed up. Now we were all of a sudden in the shoes of the regular guy that wouldn't be able to take advantage of the markets. And we said, what's the solution for that? The answer is crypto. These decentralized platforms where you're not beholden to this, where you create efficiencies. As a guy that did real estate, why am I paying points in and out for title insurance that could be done on the blockchain? So we got into crypto not because it was like, hey, this is the next cool thing. We got into it out of necessity. We got into it because we understood just how quickly we could be turned off, even as an incredible developer from New York City. I mean, I don't think anyone would argue that we didn't change the skylight of New York City, but that disappeared in an instant. I mean, we're getting sued by the New York State AG, $500 million fees for paying back loans on time with interest. These aren't, fair markets. There's nothing egalitarian about any of that. So we actually, as innovators, as people who understand these things, we went all in on a concept that makes total sense because we'd actually been the recipient of how quickly that can be shut off. And so it actually makes total sense. The Trump organization isn't doing anything with foreign countries. The first time around in the administration, we actually stopped doing all foreign deals. And unlike the Bidens, we were actually doing international business before we got into politics.
My question, though.
But let me finish. We stopped doing those things, and the market still said, oh, they're profiteering off of this, they're doing that. We got zero credit. We shut down hundreds of millions of dollars of business to voluntarily just say, just in case. So now what we're going to do, we're going to play by all of the rules. We're going to do what we're allowed to do. But we got zero credit for going so far above and beyond because, that's the nature of this beast, right? It's a market cycle. I get it. It's click-worthy. It's nonsense.
So let me ask a question about the meme coin, okay?
Let me finish. You can't deny that hunting, fishing, UFC, crypto. The man's a lad. The man's one of the boys. It is, as they say, what is it? He will. Oh, did you hear that? I don't know. Fuck yeah. Here's another one. Watch a little bit of this. Binance is in trouble. Oh, he's.
Its lawsuit against Binance and founder CZ late last. The SEC dropping its lawsuit against Binance and founder CZ late last week. The original complaint accused the world's largest crypto exchange by volume of illegally serving U.S. users, inflating trading volumes, and commingling customer funds. Joining us right now, first on CNBC, is Binance's CEO, Richard Tang. Good morning to you. Before we get into it, what did you think when you first heard the news?
Well, first of all, thanks for having me. First, let me express this. We are very grateful to Chairman Poikins, President Trump, and the Trump administration for choosing to really support and foster innovation rather than stifling it, for choosing a very considered and thoughtful approach.
There you go. It was a happy story after all. Wow, congratulations, Binance, for not being at the front. Let's get into the rest of the shit, shall we? Let's move through this. Let's see what Arthur Hayes wants to say.
What do you think about Bitcoin in one word?
Freedom.
Freedom. I love it. That's one of my favorite answers. Why do you think it's freedom?
Because you can gain control of your time if you properly build a business in this ecosystem. It's open space.
Is that what you did?
Yes.
Arthur, tell us a little bit about yourself. Why are you in the crypto space?
So I used to work at an investment bank for a while. I got fired from my job, and then I read the white paper. The rest is history.
So this is a new experience for a lot of people. I personally have never seen a Bitcoin conference this big. What do you think has changed in the last year to get it to this point?
The number went up?
The number went up. Is the number going to keep going up?
Absolutely.
Why do you think it's going to keep going up?
Because they're going to keep printing money.
Are they printing right now?
Absolutely.
What is the mechanism behind the printing right now?
There's so many different ways in which it can happen, but usually treasury departments are buying bonds, they're encouraging the banks to buy bonds. There's all sorts of ways. So it's very nuanced, but if you know what to look for, you can find it.
So last question, where should a young person who's interested in crypto maybe not know where to start? What should they do? What should they look for?
Read the Bitcoin white paper.
Read the Bitcoin white paper.
Yes.
You heard it here first. Thank you,
Awesome.
Arthur.
It's like saying read the Bible. Read the Bible. Read the Bible, kids. Get a start. All right, we've got a few other things to look at. As you know, altcoins are pretty lackluster. We'll flick through them together briefly. Like I said, we'll keep this one short. Ethereum ranging. We said that Ethereum actually looked the better out of the few recently. It's just ranging. So this is actually a pretty good range when you see this. I could definitely grab some liquidity from these lower areas, but as long as it starts staying like this and grinding higher. So see this pattern here. It's sort of like a flag. When price goes like this, as it's done, and then flags up, that's usually bullish because there's just not enough sellers, and that's sort of what's happening here. So that's a flag, but when this is bad is when the price is going down, and then it does that because that's a bear flag. And that's the price action that you'll see in majority of downtrends be like this. So keep that in mind. This is majority bullish as long as it keeps grinding higher. If the price is getting tighter and grinding higher, and very importantly the highs are making new highs, so this will be judgment day soon with this one. Keep that in mind. Solana broke down, has begun the downtrend, just begun the classic downtrend. This is where you can just sort of click and drag and you can just predict where the next high is going to be. And all that. So Solana pretty quiet until you start seeing the big green candles come to save us. It'll be something like some previous wherever we can find some previous price action. It'll be something like this. You need the big green candles to come and find. The downtrend has begun on Solana. What about Sui? Yeah, same shit for Sui. The downtrend has begun on these altcoins. We gave you a few shorts the other day. So hopefully, yeah, I've cashed in on one of them pretty decently, so that was good. We got a blue, but we got some blue bars. So we had signals for shorts here right at the top, and that looks like it's just going to peel over. So shorting now, as long as Bitcoin plays ball, shorting now, looking for the next leg down, would be more of a viable option than longing from here and just hoping that it just busts out. Again, all eyes on Bitcoin as always. Like when it's just altcoins aren't trend, like they're just slowly grinding down, starting a new downtrend, just waiting for Bitcoin. You know, when Bitcoin turns around, everything changes. So it's annoying. It's annoying, but there's still trades to be made. But yeah, it's just like low volatility, pretty sad, pretty slow. So what can I say? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Have a look at gold. Yep, just talking about gold. I think it's going to range for a while. We'll see. It's still trending. So had a little bit of a deviation, now it's still trending. So maybe gold continues higher. I won't be mad if I'm proven wrong, that's for sure. Zip through a couple of these and then we'll wrap it up. Leave that until last. Capital flows. There is no arriving. There is no pat on the back saying you made it. There is only getting better and better every day. This is trading. This is why I'm making these videos that nobody's watching every day, because I believe in the process. Trust the process. Continue. Here's another process that is different now, because this was around in 2017. This when I was first getting started. But the money does flow. It happens pretty fast, and it can be different every time. But Bitcoin money flows into it. It used to be Bitcoin into Ethereum. This is the way that it pumped. Bitcoin would pump, then Ethereum. A week later, Ethereum would pump, and then a week later, all Cardano and Ripple and shit would pump, and then old season, and then all the random altcoins would just go skits for like about two or 3 weeks, and then that'd be a big crash. So it's going to be like this, but not exact. Oh yeah, did you see the James Wynn? We've been following James Wynn a little bit. No matter how poor I was, you would never catch me asking someone else for money. Yeah, well, he deleted the post now, but he was asking everyone for money. We'll have a look at this.
Got back to an all-time high, which you were forecasting as well. But now I think, what are we, 104? What's Bitcoin? What is it moving with? Just risk assets at this point? It got back to an all-time high, which you were forecasting as well. But now I think, what are we, 104 this morning? So let's pull back.
Yeah, I think it's consolidating. It makes sense. You know, Bitcoin is responding to global liquidity, which is moving up, and I think anticipating a dovish Fed next year. So that's a tailwind for Bitcoin. But, you know, Bitwise has a great stat. You know, 95% of all Bitcoin's been mined, but 95% of the world doesn't own Bitcoin. So I just think that there's still a huge demand versus supply imbalance, meaning there's a lot more potential buyers of Bitcoin over the next 10 years. And so I think there's a lot of upside into year end.
Into your like 150 target.
Yeah, 150, maybe 200, even 250 this year.
What? 150 to 200 to even 250. And what's you don't have a terminal price on that, do you?
Well, it's, I think at a minimum it should have the same network value as gold. Mm-hmm. And if you look at above ground gold, it's probably 23 trillion. So that would be, you know, 1.2 million for Bitcoin. But I think Bitcoin is more valuable than gold. So, you know, Bitcoin could be 2 million, you know, 3 million long term. I mean, even higher.
Okay. Thank you. And we're talking years, obviously, but 95% mined. I don't think the last one is mined till what, 2150 or something.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder.
Yeah, I mean, depending on what decimal you want to use, it's probably like, you know, 2040 or something. But yeah, but it's, if you're having something forever, it'll always.
So what's your terminal value?
That's what we just said.
Yeah, I mean,
the final.
He said 2.5 million.
2.5 million at the end.
Yeah.
Or maybe,
okay,
maybe higher.
Or maybe even higher.
I didn't appreciate that point.
They love getting him on for the bull case. Yeah. Hey, I like hearing it. I'm not mad about it. Hey, this is a good one for you to understand as well, is bouncy ball price action. It's a good way of explaining. I'm going to say this. It's a good way of explaining it, to be fair, because this happens a lot. Bouncy ball price action. Initial highs. This is just a descending triangle. Okay, it's just a descending triangle, 72% chance that it breaks down. But you can think of it as bouncy ball. And that might actually help a lot when you're trying to short, looking for the lower high. So that's a good way of looking at it. A very good way of looking at it. I appreciate that a lot, actually. He's talking about Bitcoin pretty much doing that right now. Yep. Liquidation levels. Screenshot that if you like. But 110,000, 100,000. Yeah, there's a lot of magnetization underneath 100,000 or around 100,000 for Bitcoin, that's for sure. 146 on Solana. These are some lows that may get tested. I think that it's very, very possible that they do. Very possible. I'll just read this and we'll wrap it up. I'll read some of it anyway. The whales control the price of mainstream crypto. All of the crypto correlates with mainstream asset indexes, with Bitcoin 70% dominant. The whales are manipulating the price to a distribution model called the Wyckoff method. It is designed to cause maximum pain to you, the leveraged traders and paper hands who sell on fear and buy on greed. The whales are accumulating. When they move price up or down on you, the prey and the media will invent 100 reasons why to rationalize the move. Price makes narrative. Now, the kick in the pants that makes the strategy extra spicy: when there is bullish news, actual macro or political narrative, the whales will send the price down because you went long. When there is bearish news, the whales will send the price up because you went short. Focus. The game is to accumulate quality network tokens, not lose them. Buy low spot tokens, send to self-custody, and patiently accumulate the weight for quantitative easing. 99% of traders lose liquidity in tokens. 100% of hodlers are up. Stop trying to outsmart the whales. Patience is your edge. My strategy: I bought my first Bitcoin in 2016, 9 years ago. I won't sell till 2026 or the peak of QE. I follow the liquidity and business cycle. I buy significant dips when the price is flushed below blue liquidation levels, never before that. Never trade in the range unless you're a professional scalper. You will lose. Well, or us. Currently, we are at the peak of QT, the absolute worst exit. I think the camera ran out, but that's all right. Thanks for hanging around. Talk tomorrow. Ta-ta.